Non-stop local news for Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. This is News Channel 8.
Saturated fat and cholesterol, foods like eggs and red meat, they are said to be loaded with them.
But is it really healthy to skip them altogether? We're going to talk with nutritional scientist Christopher Speed about that. Well, is it really healthy to avoid eating things like cheese, eggs, and red meat? It is what we've been told by many health experts if we want to avoid heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. But Christopher Speed, registered dietitian and nutritional scientist, is here today to explain why some of these foods are actually getting a bum rap. Welcome, Christopher. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So those foods we mentioned are certainly things we think of when we think of fatty foods. We think of red meat and cheese and certainly eggs, but you say it's okay to eat them?
It is. The general rule of thumb is that, listen, there's no such thing as a bad food. All foods are really important for optimal health and nutrition. Eggs, red meat provide a bounty of nutrition that's really important to support optimal health. Dairy is one thing that I get really upset about when people are removed from their diet. It's not because they're necessarily removing a very healthful food group, but what they then do is they take calcium supplements. And what actually happens there is when you're taking too much calcium, you actually do increase your risk of heart disease. Okay, it's something that we're not really aware of. And what we need to be doing is taking calcium with another really important nutrient called K2. It's a nutrient that's commonly available. I was even able to purchase it recently in many stores across the country. So don't take nutrition out of context.
K2, and see, I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of taking D3 with it.
Correct. K2 is a form of vitamin K2 that actually ensures that the body drives calcium from where it's going to be hazardous in the lining of the arteries and actually pushes that calcium into the bone to support optimal heart health.
What about eggs? Now, eggs, people have said, well, you just eat the white and not the yolk. I mean, is it okay to separate them like that? Or?
You can. I guess it's really up to you, but actually, if you're not consuming that yolk, you're not consuming the amazing fat-soluble vitamins that are actually in there. Lutein, really important nutrients that eggs will provide. So, sure, you can consume less than that if you want, but there's actually been no evidence to suggest that actually eggs increase the risk of heart disease.
Same goes for red meat. I mean, a lot of people have just deleted that from their diets, and they go with the lean protein such as fish or chicken instead.
It's always important to consume a variety of meats, whether it be from fish, but red meat per se is not heart healthy at all. It's not heart damaging at all. In fact, it's really important to consume food in moderation. If the majority of what you eat are fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains, you're going to be doing yourself a lot of good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what is all this obesity about then in this country? If we're supposed to eat these kinds of foods, we're still getting fat. I mean, what is the connection?
It's the fact that we're consuming simply too much of everything, and we are consuming too many sugar-laden products as well, and we're also not exercising enough. It's really a matter of balance. But by ensuring that you're enjoying your meals, including foods that are really quite enjoyable and actually all heart healthy in balance, is really the important thing to do. There's no such thing as diets that work. It's a lifestyle that works, and making sure you enjoy what you're eating is a really, really important part of that.
If people need more information about the latest studies?
Well, actually, one website like people go to is the Dietitians Association, which is eatright.org, and another website that I really love your viewers to actually go to is actually vitamink2.org, and you'll have all this information that we've been speaking about this morning.
All right. Well, thanks for filling us in today, dietitian and nutritional scientist Christopher Speed. Appreciate you being with us.